Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Vishveshvari Mati ki jai. We'll go on with the continuation of chapter 8 of book 9. O Narada, thus when Kali will have its full play, the whole world will be filled with lichas. The trees will be 1 hand high, and the men will be the size of a thumb. Then the most powerful Bhagavan, Vishnu, will incarnate in his part in the house of Brahman, named Vishnu Jasa as his son. Mounted on a long horse, holding a long sword, he will make the world free of the demons in 3 nights. Then he will disappear from the face of the earth, and she will be without any sovereign and be filled with robbers. There will be incessant rain for 6 nights, and it will rain and rain, and the whole earth will be deluged. No traces of men, horses, houses, or trees. After that, the 12 suns will rise simultaneously by their rays. The whole water will be dried up, and the earth will become level. Thus the dreadful Kali will pass away when the Satya Yuga will come back. Tapasya and the true religion and the Sattva Guna will prevail again. The Brahmins will practice tapasya. They will be devoted to Dharma and the Vedas. The women will be chaste and religious in every house. Again, the wise will occupy the royal thrones, and their might, devotion to Dharma, and love for good deeds will increase. The Vaishyas will again go on with their trades and with devotion to their trade, and the Brahmins will be reestablished. The Sudras too will be again virtuous and serve the Brahmins. Again the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and their families will have bhakti toward the Devi, be initiated in Devi mantras, and will meditate on the Devi. Again there will be spread the knowledge of the Vedas, the Smritis, and the Puranas. All will go to their wives at the proper times. No unrighteousness will exist. The Dharma will reign in full with all the parts complete. When the Treta Yuga comes, the Dharma will be 3-footed. Then the Dwapara Yuga will come. The Dharma will be 2-footed. And then Kali will begin again. The Dharma will be 1-footed, and when Kali will reign supreme, no Dharma will exist, even in name. O Narada, now I speak of time. The 7 days of the week, Sunday, etc., the 16 tirthas, the 12 months, the 6 seasons, the 2 fortnights, and the 2 ashvanas, northern and southern, are rendered in vogue. 1 day consists of 4 paratas. 1 night consists of 4 prakaras. A day and excuse me. A day and a night is called 1 day. 30 such days make up a month. In the computation of time, 5 kinds of years were already mentioned. As the Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali roll on, turn by turn, so the days, months, and years also roll on in turn. 1 day, according to the Devas, is equal to 1 year, according to men. 360 human yugas equal 1 Deva Yuga. 71 Deva Yugas make 1 Manvantara. The life period of Indra, the Lord of Sachi, is 1 Manvantara. 28 Indras' lives equal 1 day of the golden-wombed Brahma. 108 such years equal to the life of 1 Brahma. When this Brahma dies, there is the Prakriti Pralaya. The earth is not visible then. The dissolution of Prakriti takes place. The whole Brahmanda is deluged by water. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and the other wise rishis get diluted in Parabrahma, whose substance is all truth and consciousness. That time, the Prakriti Devi too gets merged in Parabrahma. The fall of Brahma and the dissolution of Prakriti called the Prakriti Pralaya. The duration of this Pralaya is Nimensa of the Parabrahma Mula Prakriti united with Maya. All the Brahmadas, the universes, are destroyed at this time. When this Nimesa expires, the creation begins again in due order, so one cannot count the endless numbers of times when this creation and dissolution works are going on. So who can tell how many kalpas have passed away, or how many kalpas will come? How many Brahmadas will created, or how many Brahmadas will be created? Who will be able to count how many Brahmas, how many Vishnus, and how many Shivas there have been? But one and only one Brahma, Parameshvara, the great God, is the Supreme Lord of these countless Brahmadas. The Supreme Lord of these countless Brahmadas, this Parameshvara of the nature of existence, consciousness, and bliss, is the highest spirit of all. All others, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and the great Virat, the smaller Virat, all of his parts. This Brahma is Mula Prakriti, and from that has appeared the Lord of his left half, which is a woman, Ardha Narishvara. It is she that divided herself into two forms. In her one form, she resides in the two-armed Krishna in the region of Gokula, and as the four-armed Narayana in Vaikuntha. All the things from Brahma, the highest, to the mere grass, the lowest, all are originated from Prakriti, and all the Prakriti-born things are transient. Thus the true eternal Parabrahma, beyond the three gunas, the source of all creation, whose substance is all, will is the only substance beyond the region of Prakriti. He is without conditions as time, space, causation, and attributes. He is without any form, and the forms that he assumes, they are for showing his grace to the devotees only. The lotus-born Brahma is able, by his power of knowledge, to create the Brahmada. It is by his grace that Shiva, the lord of the yogis, is named Mrityunjaya, the conqueror of death, the destroyer of all, and the knower of all. By his tapasya, Shiva realized Parabrahma, and therefore has become the Lord of all-knowing, endowed with great vibhutis, lordly powers, the seer of all, omnipresent, omnipotent, the protector of all, the bestower of all prosperities. The devotion and service toward Parabrahma have alone made Sri Vishnu the Lord of all, and it is through the power of Parabrahma that Mahamaya, Prakriti Devi, has become omnipotent and the goddess of all. Bhagavati Durga has got his grace by her devotion and service to him, and has become Mula Prakriti of the nature of being, consciousness, and bliss. And so has the Devi Savitri, the mother of the Vedas, become the presiding deity of the Devas, and she is worshipped by the Brahmins and the knowers of the Vedas. That she presides over all the branches of knowledge is worshipped by all the learned assemblies, and by the whole universe is the result only of worshipping the Prakriti Devi. That Lakshmi became the bestower of all wealth and presiding deity of all the villages and the mistress of all, worshipped by all, and the true bestower of sons to all, is also the results of worshipping her. Thus it is through the worship of Prakriti that Durga, the destroyer of all calamities and troubles, has appeared from the left side of the Supreme, and Radha has become the presiding deity of the prana, vital airs, and she is worshipped by all and possessed of all knowledge. It is by the worship of Shakti that Radhika, has so much excellent in love, has become the presiding deity of the prana of Krishna, has got his love and respect, has been placed on his breast, and is exceedingly beautiful. With the object of getting Krishna for her husband, She practiced severe austerities for 1,000 Deva years on the mountain in the Bharata to get the Mula Prakriti's grace. And when the Shakti Mula Prakriti became graciously pleased with her, Sri Krishna, seeing Radhika increased in beauty like the crescent moon, took her to his breast and out of the tenderness wept and granted her highest boons, so very rare to others, and said, "O beautiful one, you better remain always in my breast and devoted to me amongst all my wives. Let you be superior to them, all in good fortune, respect, love, and glory. From today you are my greatest, best wife. I will love you as the best amongst them all, O dear. Always I will be submissive to you and fulfill what you say." Thus saying, Sri Krishna selected her as his wife without any co-wives and made her dear to his heart. The other Devis, besides the 5 Prakritis already mentioned, also derive superiorities by serving Mula Prakriti, O Muni. What shall I say? Everyone reaps the fruits as he practices tapasya. Bhagavati Durga practiced on the Himalayas tapasya for 1,000 Deva years and meditated on lotus feet of Mula Prakriti, and so has come to be worshipped by all. The Devi Saraswati practiced tapasya for 1,00,000 Deva years, and it comes to be respected by all. The Devi Lakshmi practiced tapasya at Pushkara for 100 divine yugas, and by the grace of Mula Prakriti has become the bestower of wealth to all. The Devi Savitri worshipped Shakti for 60,000 divine years in the Malaya mountains and is respected and worshipped by all. Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara worship Shakti for 100 manvantaras and so have become the preservers, etc. of this world. Sri Krishna practiced for 10 manvantaras terrible austerities and therefore obtained his position in the region of Goloka and is remaining there today in greatest bliss. Dharmadeva worshipped Shakti with devotion for 10 manvantaras and has become the lives of all worshipped by all and respected by all. O Muni, thus all, whether the Devis, Devas, Munis, kings, Brahmanas, all have got their respect in this world by worshipping the Divine Mother, the Shakti. O Devasi, I have thus described to you all I heard from the mouth of my Guru in accordance with his rules of the Vedas. What more do you want to hear? Here ends the 8th chapter of the 9th book on the greatness of Kali in the Mahapuranam, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Vishveshpari Mata ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai.